So Google's NanoBanana has this feature where you can actually draw on your images. I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can take advantage of this. So firstly, I'm actually going to use an image generated by Midjourney as the base image, and then I'm just going to right click and click copy. You can use any image that you do want, but for me, I just love the way Midjourneys are. So now if you go into Google Gemini and you paste the image in, then all you need to do is you need to click on said image, and then this short window will pop up. There'll be 5 different colors with 2 buttons, one for scribbling on the image and then one for adding text on the image. So what I really like to use this for, and this is one of the easiest use cases, is going to be light. Okay. Now, light composition might not seem like a lot, but it can be if you're trying to create a certain style of image. For example, if I click the yellow one here, and let's say I want to add a bit of light rays, what I can do is I can do this. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to add some light rays. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the beams of light, the direction that I want them to come from. I'm going to say that they're going, of course, onto the night. I'm then going to add just this. And then I'm going to say add light rays. And then after that, you want to click the top right and click done. If you do make a mistake, just click the back button. So if you do make a mistake, just click the back button. But I'm going to click add light rays. And you can't actually click enter. So if you type and you mess up, just back click. And then just once again, just click add light rays. And then just click done. And then now that that's done, it's going to save the image. Then click create an image. And then you don't even need to put any prompt in. Just click submit. And then what it will now do is it will use your sketch as a direction for exactly what to do. And I'll show you guys more examples of just how good this is. And so right here, you can see that NanoBanana successfully edited the image. Now, it's important to note that you need to be a little bit specific in your text, because if you're not, you're going to get some really weird edge cases. But here we can see that this looks really good. As always, if you want to download the full size of the image, make sure you right click and download the full size. That's going to give you the full actual size. Now, this is super good. I'm going to show you guys some more edge cases, but let me show you guys what happens if you don't actually put the right, comment on this, because if you don't, you're going to get a big mess up. So let me show you guys the mistake I just made. So in this example, you can see I've actually said add light rays, but the thinking model, for some reason, thought I wanted to add light rays from its eyes. So if you're going to add a specific light source, it makes sense to say if it's sun rays, if it's moon dust, if it's, a shadow. Always try and be as specific as possible. That way you can get the very best in terms of what you're doing. Now, another thing that is really useful is that you can draw on your images, and you can then, from drawing on those images, you can make those individuals change their facial emotions in very specific ways. So you can see I draw on this one and said, make her angry. I gave the facial expressions, and you can see that, if I wanted to do that, this is how it's being done. It's perfectly translated the sketch. It's given the same lip expression and the same eyebrow expression. So it's completely up to you how you draw on an image and what you direct from the scene. The entire thing, the reason this exists is so that you can get really granular with your changes. Sometimes text prompts are really hard to distinguish. So it makes sense for you to be able to use the sketch feature to remove or add certain features in specific areas. I do want to state, when using this, the accuracy can depend sometimes, and it just simply will not work. I will show you a use case in where this doesn't work, and we will probably have to wait for another update. But for those of you who want to do this, I'm going to show you guys why this doesn't work and just saving you some time. So for example, I had this picture of a hand and I wanted to add a ring on it in a very specific place, and I thought that this would have worked. So I drew here, add a ring, and you can see right here that it actually added the ring on the 3rd finger instead of the 2nd finger. So whilst adding things can be good sometimes, it's important to know that really specific placements of objects doesn't always work, and it's quite likely we'll have to wait to the next update. For example, even here, I said add the ring right here. You can see that as I look here, you can see that it doesn't actually add the ring in the right place. It adds it all the way down at the bottom. So it is very hard to get things to be super, super specific. Maybe you can keep trying, but just know it likely won't work on the first try. Now, it is really good for adding subtle details. You can see right here, I said add some cracks in the ground. Then you can see that it adds these specific cracks in the ground that I do want. Of course, if you do want super, super specific changes, you can add things in with text. And so if you do really want super specifics and you want to add the text, make sure that you say add whatever it is that you want to add in the exact spots. Then also ask it to remove these sketches that you've placed after, because if you don't, Gemini will just assume that you want those sketches on the image. I know that that is really strange, but we do have to be very blunt with whatever it is that we demand from the model. And I think this, you can see here, I've said add cracks in the ground. Then of course, I've also said to remove the sketches after, and we can see that it's very likely in the places that we do want. Once again, it's not always going to be a one-to-one mapping, but this will allow you to actually edit out certain things and just have more control over the image in ways that you didn't before. Once again, this is another example of adding things into an image. This is, of course, my clearly poorly drawn horse that I've, really poorly drawn. And I said, add a horse here. And you can see right here that NanoBanana has added the horse running right in front of the person. So, of course, if you want the horse to be wearing a specific set of armor, a specific set of piece of clothing, you would add that in with your prompt. Now, for me, for these images, it was just super basic. I didn't want to add too much. But if you want to add a horse that is red, a horse that is glowing golden or something, make sure you add that in with the prompt so that when you have your sketch plus your prompt, Gemini has all of the information in order to make the entire reasoning decision. Now, one thing that this model does struggle with is changing the poses. So I did actually say change his pose like this. And you can see right here that it doesn't manage to change its pose. It just changes the clothes. So if you are going to try this out, just know that it currently doesn't work that well. And you probably will have to wait to a next update, just for those of you guys who wanted to change poses completely. And so I'm going to show you guys another example here where I actually tried to say change his pose. And of course, you can see NanoBanana thinks, and it doesn't change the pose entirely. It just changes the pose in a small way. And like I said, posing doesn't work that great. Unless, of course, you do use text additionally. That is probably the way that you can get more out of your prompts. But I do find that this isn't as good as it can be. And so you can see right there, once I've got the actual text added to that, we do get a more accurate pose. But remember that this jumping jack is a very widely recognized stance. So if you want to have super specific poses, it's quite unlikely that they will work as well as this. And of course, if you are trying to get something that's really obscure, just give it as much detail as possible, including the pose, the stance, whatever it is, and of course include a sketch. That way the AI knows as much as possible how you can actually get those poses correct. Now, if you enjoyed this tutorial, it saved you some time, don't forget to check out the 10-minute AI Grid Academy. It is super, super effective at helping people with all sorts of AI tutorials. I know pretty much everything about all the frontier AI tools. So if you always want to